Yo, what's going on, gamers? It's your boy Daily Tactics here, back with some more Ultimate Epic Battle Simulator. And just the other day, the Queen passed away, and big ol' F's in the chat, paying respects to Queen Elizabeth, the longest British monarch to rule, or longest ruling British monarch, which is absolutely incredible. She was 96 years old, an amazing age to achieve. I hope that we ourselves can achieve that one day. But either way, I thought to pay tribute to her rule as queen, we do a little British battle here today. So we have 13,000 British redcoats versus 3 million enemy soldiers that are going to be charging. These enemy soldiers are 1 health swordsmen here who are going to be attacking the musket lines here. And then we have Queen Cleopatra here, who is sort of representing Queen Victoria, because Queen Victoria obviously is not in the game. And so the British soldiers are defending her, and then of course she'll get into the action too if need be. So I think it should be a pretty cool video, just in honor of Queen Victoria, or Queen Elizabeth. Wait, Zelda, is it Elizabeth? It's Elizabeth. Why did I say Victoria? I don't know, confusing. Either way, alright, either way, why don't we go ahead and get right on into this thing. Please be sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and comment down below. Alrighty then, boys, pressing start right now, and the enemies should begin marching on forward, and yes, they are. Musket shots finding their targets a little bit here, a few hits here or there against some of these knights charging on forward, but nothing too incredible. They do have this entire inner city fortress covered with redcoats to be able to defend. Looks like over here these redcoats already having to deal with some of these knights coming forward, but the guys behind them are backing them up with some surefire shots coming in as well, so hopefully they can assist in that defense over there. Then this way, in the actual city parts over here, the city streets, we've got more redcoats firing out at these oncoming 1 health knight soldiers. I think muskets versus these types of soldiers is actually a really cool battle to see, because of course they one-shot kill, and muskets aren't that powerful in general, in terms of, well, fire rate obviously, but also damage. They're not that powerful, so I think against 1 health enemies, it's actually a cool instance to see the muskets fire out, versus it's a little bit lame to see the muskets against soldiers that take 3 or 4 musket shots to actually kill. So I just like doing these types of battles instead. Either way, this little bridge in the inner city here is experiencing quite a charge from these knights, but they're managing to hold them off. There's this little canal area. Is there any water that's going to be seeping through here? I take it no. I think this is just purely a land bridge and no water will come through here. There's certain areas where water actually will flow through in different sections. Like over here, for example, water flows through here slowly as the map progresses, as you can see actually. And even there's knights all the way out here, which is crazy. My dog's playing with his squeaky toy right now, by the way, in the background, if you could hear that. So no, these knights over here will not be experiencing any water flooding through them. It's purely a land bridge, so it's not that big of a deal. It could be cool if water did flow through, but that will not be happening over this way. Over here, though, the knights are managing to actually breach this hill defense side. I didn't think that the knights would be able to move up such a steep hill, but it appears as though they are. So that's a little flank that the redcoats are having to deal with over that way. Of course, in the actual city itself, no knights are breaching through there yet, but I'm assuming they likely will get the opportunity at some point during this battle to breach through. Right now in the battle, we are looking at 113,000 dead knights and 1,500 dead redcoat British soldiers at the current moment in time for king and country, or queen and country, I suppose. That's what the British soldiers in Men of War Assault Squad 2 are always shouting out when you're playing that game. It's kind of funny, actually. It gets a little bit repetitive during a battle when you hear it for the 30,000th time, and you're like, I cannot hear this anymore. Either way, in the inner city streets here, these redcoats are still doing a bang-up job of defending. I think this will last for quite a while. But it seems like those city streets over there aren't the only area with problems going on right now. Another block over this way has redcoats defending promptly on top of this hillside right now and down below as tons of redcoats sort of filter on in this way. You can see the body mounds beginning to grow of the knights here. Of course, every redcoat shot is basically a kill here unless they miss, which it's kind of hard to miss, though it looks like some people are still missing, which is very, very tragic. But yeah, I mean, the damage output here is absolutely astronomical, what the Redcoats are doing. Absolutely beautiful, baby. We actually do have some knights crossing over this hill this way, trying to, like, go down it from the side, which is rather peculiar. And so these Redcoats are actually dealing with knights coming at them, even though they've got a Redcoat line further up here still alive and kicking. So a little bit of another flank right there. I'd say that's definitely the biggest threat to the Redcoats right now, is all of these flanking knights could end up dealing some nasty blows to them in the grand scheme of things, just because they're managing to eat away at a lot of these Redcoat defenses in different portions of the battlefield, which is definitely a bit of a problem. They're holding in their different sectors, but they're getting whittled away at every sector, which is never a very good thing. I think this city block defense over here is bound to be falling fairly soon, which will not be great. That means these guys over here are not only going to be having to deal with these flankers over here, but the main force coming straight ahead. There are still all of these snipers up here able to defend, which is going to be a very, very good thing. But of course, these guys, they'll only be good for a few kills every minute. It's these guys down below that have huge stacks on stacks on stacks of boys ready to fight for them that are what you really want to keep standing. Why don't we go ahead and do our first time lapse of the video. We'll do a short little time lapse of these guys up here firing, and we can also see the enemies below eating away at the Redcoat lines too. Okay, so as we can see right here, these knights have just about taken over, but look at the body mound, man, absolutely insane. The Redcoats do currently have 270,000 kills, which is very impressive, but there's still 2.7 million knights left alive. Of course, the secret to this battle is, of course, that Queen Elizabeth is going to be an absolute beast. She is a hero unit, so she could potentially do absolute bits to the knights and take them out big time. And also the fact that, this is going to end up being a choke point defense at the very end here. These exterior defenses are going to fall way easier than the interior defenses, because these interior defenses just have to hold small choke points. As we can see right now, it looks like 2 of them are getting activated, those choke points, and the 3rd is likely to come pretty soon, though surprisingly this side is holding out better than the other 2 sides, even though I kind of thought that this side was going to be the weakest link. That obviously is not the case apparently, and they're actually doing pretty well for themselves over there. So very interesting in that regards right now. Oh yeah, these guys up here did end up biting the dust after a while. That was inevitable. They were doing pretty horribly, I must say. Oh, and there's still like a little line defense back over this way. That's cute. Look at this. They're managing some kills in there. Hey, I want to get involved. Here. Eat this. Oi, Gov. Listen here, for Queen and country, Gov. Oi, brother. You ever had some tea and crumpers? Delicious, eh? Hey, oi. F off, mate. Governor. Oh, I hate that. I'm so bad. I'm so bad at accents, bro. Either way, we're contributing, obviously, very much so. Oh, God. Oh, dear Lord, this man is screwed. Oh, no, he's getting chopped to bits. Yeah, he's dead. Oh, I'm sorry, my man. I'm sorry, you've been reduced to a rubble. The rest of the areas, though, still holding out pretty nicely. They just crossed the 300,000 kill mark, sorry, Mavi, and they're still doing pretty well. À la moment. But, of course, there's much defending left to do in this battle before time is going to be completely up. I've got high hopes. I do have high hopes. Oh, and by the way, these guys up here are still alive. Yeah, I mean, these guys up on these buildings probably won't die for a very long time. So, you know, they're still good for a decent number of kills here as the battle progresses. Probably each of these guys getting a few hundred more kills while the battle goes on. It's not much, but I mean, it is something, you know? It does help. It keeps the, you know, defense alive for at least a decent bit longer than it would otherwise. So, you know, I'm pretty cool with it. I'm pretty cool with it indeed. Either way, why don't we do another time lapse? I'm wondering where would be a good time lapse point to do. I want this one to be a little bit longer. I'm thinking maybe this door over here. It'd be kind of cool to do a time lapse of, and we can watch the enemy stream in over this way. Well, let's do like... There's not a good like location with like an overview of the whole thing. You know what I'm saying? Well, I guess like up here could be kind of cool. And we could do like all. This could be kind of neat. Let's let this ride for a while here, and we can see the enemy knights come in as they go, and see how the red coat defense holds up under a lot of scrutiny here. Alright, boys, so it's been a little bit here, and as we can see, it seems like the British soldiers are actually holding on pretty tight here, all in all. They're not doing too shabby against these knights that are coming forward. Over here is definitely going to be a point of conflict that could be a problem. All the redcoats that were over on this side are dead. All the ones over here are dead. Yeah, so it really is just the inner castle now left alive at the time being. But, you know, they're keeping them at bay. They're managing to strike down these knights before the knights become a real problem. So that's beautiful. And the queen over here is still very much alive and healthy, which is great. Yeah, I think so far so good. My only real qualm with this is potentially them getting overrun because there's so many entrances here that they have to deal with. You know, they're dealing with 3 different choke points at once, and if one falls, pretty much the rest are guaranteed to fall, so they need a staunch defense to really be happening on all sides of this battlefield, or they risk complete L's across all sides of the battlefield as well, which would be a major problem. So, I think we'll do another time-lapse here, and this time I'll do, like, get these soldiers in the corner, kind of like this, because it's kind of fun to watch them, like, fire close up in time-lapse motion, and then we also get to see the boys charging in the distance, and that body pile becoming larger and larger, and if by any chance during this time-lapse these knights end up making it all the way to the queen, we also get to see the queen fight at the bottom left there, if you can't see her right there, Cleopatra, aka Elizabeth. So why don't we go ahead and do another time-lapse here, and hopefully the redcoats continue to do well. Oh, and by the way, 5,700 redcoats remaining and 2.5 million of these knights remaining. Alright, boys, so that was just about 30 minutes or so right there, and it looks like the Queen is launching some fireballs out. The Knights are coming in here, but they seem to be getting pretty hard stopped right around here and right around here, which is great. And there's also still some British resistance around this area here, which is great. But the British are losing troopers, which is definitely not good. It seems like they are holding steadfast, though, which is excellent. And this defense right here really just started and doesn't seem to be getting eaten away at too bad yet. So I'm expecting them to hold out and probably get, like, maybe a couple million kills before things start to crumble in this area, because they're losing soldiers very, very slowly now of their remaining. This is actually looking fairly decent here for the Brits right now, and could potentially lead to some big things, especially with the Knights really trickling in. I mean, this is a steady stream for sure, but it's nothing huge. Nothing that these redcoats with muskets can't deal with. If it was a much faster stream, I'd be a little bit more worried. But this is not too bad at all. No, this does seem manageable right now, and the layers of redcoats seem to be holding a decent bit. So we're going to go ahead and let this ride for a while and see what happens. Alright guys, so I let this run for a while, and it looks like a lot of the redcoats over here got killed. And the Queen somehow got pushed over here. Okay. Well, she's fighting over here now, and she seems to be decking a lot of these fools, but she is definitely struggling a good bit. Right now, the Redcoats did put up like a big defense here and got so many kills. They're at 2.4 million now, which is extremely impressive. Still 358,000 knights remaining. Look at all the dead knights up here too. That's the thing, is like the stray bullets that they probably missed, like shooting up on this body pile, like phew, went straight up here and just randomly hit some dude. Big rip to those random dudes. This area over here though, these guys lasted forever. They're still lasting forever. I swear, like they've barely lost a few areas, but I think with this back area now just capitulating pretty hard, then this area over here is probably going to fall fairly soon too. This area over here just now seems to be falling as well. They grew their body pile pretty high as well, and they've got these guys over this side that seem to be doing some serious damage too. So why don't we go ahead and do another time lapse here. Let's do a time lapse over here, and you'll know when the Queen dies, because the light will be extinguished during the time lapse. Ugh. Alright guys, so pretty soon after that, the position was destroyed. Once the Queen was dead, it was pretty much over for the British Empire. And most of these rooftop guys also have died from the squires moving their way up there. But a very impressive 2.45 milli kills from these boys over a pretty long period of time in various areas. Very impressive. I mean, there's just bodies everywhere, bosh. Just everywhere. Look at this. It's crazy. It's a field. Either way, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you did enjoy. Please be sure to hit that like button if you did, subscribe if you haven't already, and comment down below if you'd like to see some more. Either way, I will see y'all in the next one. Peace. I hope you guys enjoyed that video. Be sure to click that subscribe button for more content, and hit the notification bell if you'd like to be alerted to whenever I live stream or upload. Thanks so much.